What up, everybody? We were talking about the Pacers today, and I was looking over the Knicks video, and people were not happy about that. I always ask for people to press the like button. They pressed the dislike button on that one, and hey, I don't blame them. But I'm sticking to my guns. I'm fine with it. At the end of the year, if I look dumb, whatever. Thanks for clicking on the video. My name's Adam. We're talking about the Indiana Pacers today, doing all 30 teams, season previews for all 30 teams, where I think they're kind of going to end in the standings to end the season. We're talking about these 4 things right here. Offseason moves, salary cap sheet, rotations, and win totals according to Vegas. So feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment. Tell me what your thoughts are on the Pacers or any other team that you're watching. And yeah, let's just get into this here. So we have Indiana here. I have them as my 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. I know people, that kind of blows people away. I like Indiana a little bit more than most people. I think they're a lot better. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they're a little higher than the 8th seed. This is just where I put them for right now, but I think they're a playoff team for sure, to be honest. Let's go into their offseason here. They had a pretty solid NBA draft. They drafted Chris Duarte. They selected Isaiah Jackson as well, who apparently is getting a lot of good hype so far in training camp. They might play him. They might, apparently, I read something that they might start Isaiah Jackson, which is really interesting. Other than that, they didn't do too much. They did acquire Torrey Craig, my gosh. And they also lost Aaron Holiday and Doug McDermott, Dougie McBuckets. So the team is a little bit interesting. We don't have too much to talk about their offseason because there wasn't too much really to say. They're mostly the same team. They bring a lot of people back. There were a little bit of like Miles Turner potential trades that people were throwing out there, but ultimately this is the same team coming back this upcoming season. The other big change that's not roster-wise is the change in the head coach. They bring in Rick Carlisle, who coached at Indiana before, coming off of his really good success with Dallas. I mean, Dallas was you look at effective field goal percentage numbers, they're really high in both offense and defense as far as effective field goal percentage goes. And to me, that tells me that you're just a well-coached team because your coach is consistently letting you or allowing the shots that are being taken on the floor to be high percentage for the particular player on the team. So, three-point shooters are going to shoot their threes. People who can't shoot are going to be scoring inside. I think Carlisle and that hiring is just so underlooked. Like if he went to Milwaukee, like had they lost in the playoffs, I think it'd be bigger news. But because it's in Indiana and they don't have like a star player, like people forget about the Pacers and forget about Rick Carlisle. Like there will be some dumb people like on NBA media that will be like, oh yeah, Rick Carlisle's still in the NBA. Like, yeah, and he's gonna do work in Indiana. I think he's a really good coach. So let's really quickly talk about the cap sheet. The high teens. TJ Warren at 12, Jeremy Lamb at 10.5. They re-signed TJ McConnell this year, and he, provides a solid backup point guard role for them. Played really well last year. Justin Holiday they keep. So they have these dudes at part of the rotation. I think one point of that their season may swing on a little bit to a degree is just the health of TJ Warren. He missed a lot of last year just with his injury. I don't know if I've heard any updates as far as like how he's going to be this upcoming season. Like it sounds like he's still not 100% after taking a majority of last season off. And we'll have to see there because he's a dude who we've seen in the league score an average 18 points a game. So if you have that along with LeVert, I think is going to kind of break out a little bit this year. Miles Turner, we know what Sabonis is. We know what Brogdon is. Like this is a good team offensively and defensively. So if they can get Warren to be another good scorer for them, I think that'd be great. Other than that, the Craig pickup I liked. And then just the depth of their team. Like we're gonna go into their rotations here in just a minute. But contracts wise, they look beautiful. Like usually when you have a team that's like making the playoffs, you got to pay like one of your players like 35 plus million, right? We were just looking at the Blazers cap sheet. They have both CJ and Damian. Damian's almost pushing 40 this year. CJ's at 30 this year for 30 million. And so for the Pacers to have not only depth of playable players, but also their cap number is not bad. Like, it's beautiful to look at. Really like what the front office of Indiana does. And hey, they made a not so great of a hire last year, and they were willing to own that in Nate Bjorkgren. The players really weren't in support of him. There was a lot of different just reports that came out that it wasn't thriving there, right? So you have a coach that you don't thrive with. You have the whole COVID situation throughout the season. Players are injured. LeVert comes in, was injured, had his medical scare. TJ Warren's not there. Brogdon missed a few games. So there's just so many like moving parts from last year that I just don't think are going to be the same case this year. And again, injuries, health, they matter in the NBA. And we just saw this team a couple seasons ago when the NBA was playing their playoffs in the bubble in Orlando. They were a 4 seed, and Miami, who later went to the finals, was a 5 seed. And they played them tough. So a good team, an upgraded coach, more health, better players hopefully returning. Like, that just screams to me that you're taking this team to make the playoffs. If you underestimate this team, I just don't understand kind of your thought process. So super high on the Pacers, and let's move on here. Let's talk about those rotations. So like I mentioned, this is from Hoops Hype, according to what they project the starting lineups to be: Malcolm Brogdon, Jeremy Lamb, Justin Holiday, Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner. Now, we don't know exactly the whole health situation with both LeVert and Warren, so they'll kind of break into the rotation as much as they can. Maybe start the season slow, then get in. We'll see there. The reserves here, as listed on Hoops Hype, are TJ McConnell, Chris Duarte, Torrey Craig, Isaiah Jackson, and Goga Batiste. And let me tell you this. They have really good reserves all around the board. Like, McConnell's a really good backup point guard. And they have Warren and LeVert, but they're probably starting. And then Lamb and Holiday are really solid reserve players. Now, you do wonder exactly bench-wise, like how much scoring they're going to get. Maybe it is fruitful for them to be able to say, okay, Warren or LeVert come off the bench and kind of be our off-the-bench, driving force on offense. But other than that, I mean, I just love the construction of the team. Now, I don't think they are like championship, home court advantage kind of a team. But they're better than what people say they are. They're a team that's going to lock down, play defense. I think Carlisle's going to point him in the right direction in that regard. And they're just going to be overall a better team. And yeah, I think they're better than the Knicks. I worry about the Knicks a little bit with health. And I know I can't get too crazy and project health, and if a team's healthy or not. But I like Indiana. I think they're really good. Losing my voice. Let's end on their Vegas over and under. Vegas has them at 43 according to the Action Network. I will take the over. I will smash the over. Maybe not that much, but I'll take 45. I'll take 46 for this team. I really believe that this team is really good. Now, I could put them at 7. I could even make the argument that I could put them at 6. But I put the other two teams just because I believe in their ceilings a little bit more. They have one. I'm not going to talk about the other teams. We'll talk about those in the coming days. But I like Indiana a lot. I like them better than the Hornets and LaMelo. I like them better than the Knicks. I like them better than the Wizards. They're really solid to me, and I would just be shocked if this team doesn't make the playoffs unless it's due to multiple health issues that go on with the team. So that's my opinion. If you disagree, feel free to tell me in the comment section why I'm wrong and why the Knicks should be the number 1 seed in the East, like all the Knicks fans want to say. And yeah, we'll have a little open dialogue in the comments if you want. And other than that, we're done with the videos today. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the 7 seeds and just a quick recap. Let's go through them. 8 through 15 in the Western Conference: Portland, the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, the Timberwolves, the Kings, Spurs, Rockets, Thunder. In the East, I've talked about seeds 8 through 15. Indiana, New York, Washington, Charlotte, Toronto, Detroit, Cleveland, and the Orlando Magic. So 14 teams remain. We'll see how they kind of stack up and where I have them in my projected rankings. And we have a full day of NBA preseason basketball, so I'm probably going to watch some of that. And other than that, you guys have a good day. Click on other videos of mine, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you in the next video.